Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
I'm joined right now with Adam Townsend. So you're taking on Drew Lipton as the main event for Apex 10 on the 19th of March. Coming into this fight, you must be pretty focused due to the fact that you had a great run and then it got taken away by a split decision back in I think it was December, wasn't it, on RFA. You're looking probably to get back that momentum. I suppose you haven't lost too much momentum in the sense that it was a split decision. It's not like you were knocked out. It's not like you were submitted. It was one of those. It was one of those, on a different night, the split decision could have went your way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I lost too much momentum at all. At the end of the day, I still, I feel like I won that fight. I was hoping, in all honesty, I was hoping I would come home, sit down and watch that fight and be like, okay, I got my ass kicked 2 out of 3 rounds and, end up losing. But, I still don't feel that's the case. I feel like I won 2 out of 3 rounds, but regardless, that's what I'm I'm moving forward, and I think the only momentum that actually hurts me is just on my record and on my paycheck. It really does. Like, I still don't feel horrible about it or anything like that, but at the end of the day, I still wish I had that win back.
I was going to say, I think sometimes what happens with, when you say that you look back and you didn't feel like you lost the fight, what happens I find with judging is it's so delicate in a sense of, for example, if you have your back facing one of the judges and your opponent comes on to you with a couple of punches, none of them were to land, yet the crowd were to cheer because maybe he's got a group of people there supporting him. That, I'm not saying it wavers or it coaxes him, but they may think it landed, and that's the issue. I think my theory on this has been, I've been saying it for a long time, is all the judges should be out the back on their own, headphones on, in front of the TV, and watching it with, no commentary, but just the camera angles, the better angles you get from when you can view it via television. And I've always said that about the judging, because it's hard to see, especially on the ground when it comes to grappling. Judges can't see certain things that happen if they go to certain areas of the cage. I don't know why they don't do that.
Yeah. Well, that's really weird that you say any of that stuff, because I have preached that for really since I lost my last fight, and I've been on social media and making posts about that, and tons of things, I really have, and I said exactly the same thing. They need to be, and there's a promotion up in New Jersey that I've fought for twice, fought 2 local dudes up there, and there were 2 of my losses, split decision losses on both of them, up at Ring of Combat, and that's what they're doing. They're putting the dudes in a room where they can just watch the fight, no sound, nothing like that. They just watch it on the screen where you can see all the angles, and they can see replays after the fight and see if punches really landed and didn't land and shit like that. And it really is, I think, made that promotion a lot better.
I think it will. I think it's something that needs to happen because, like I said, it's hard to see so much stuff happening at certain angles, and especially on the cage. Like I've been as a fan watching fights, and sometimes when you're there, I went to UFC events, and even though I've paid to sit, and I'm sat cage side, I'm sat like 3 rows, I can see the cage, I can literally touch it nearly. I still look at the big screen because I can't see what's going on sometimes. So I think if I can't see what's going on, how can a judge see what's going on? And why are they not just looking at the big screen the whole time? It'd be so much easier. And then again, just stick him in the room.
I couldn't agree more. When UFC came to Nashville, I was front row, and I still found myself looking up and looking behind me at the big screen to be able to see. And even at local events when I've judged, I judge, I do commentary, I've rest, I've done it all. And at the end of the day, unless you're the referee or looking at the big screen, that's your only 2 places to really look and get a good feel for what you're seeing or what you're not seeing.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, look, the fight happened. You probably feel like you didn't need to change an awful lot at all, really. You probably just feel that maybe you need to be a little bit more aggressive to make sure the judges, if it was to go to another decision again, to stamp out. I imagine with this fight, though, you're looking more to get the finish rather than try and get to a decision.
I look for a finish every fight. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think out of my 14 wins, I think 10 of them are my finish. So, I not went to the scorecards that many times, honestly. And really, what I consider is my last 3 fights. I've dropped people. I've knocked them down. I've wobbled them. I've literally flash knocked out a couple of them on their feet. So my punching power's there, my stand-up's there. But what I was finishing these guys with was my wrestling and my ground and pound previously. And that's what I'm looking to get back for a little bit more, is using more of my wrestling, using more of my jiu-jitsu to help finish these guys. Because I know that once I get these guys on the ground, they don't like to get punched in the mouth by me. So they normally start looking for ways out. And that's how I've got the majority of my submissions. Like, people never even see my jiu-jitsu because I've never had to use it. They just see my submissions, if that makes any sense. But once I get it to the ground and start hitting on them and passing them and doing things like that, they just kind of give me simple, easy submissions. And that's what I've, finished, about 9% of my guys with.
Well, I'm like you, yeah. I found that was with my game was where I was missing once or twice was that kind of ground and pound and that grappling ground and pound kind of thing. I was focusing a bit more on the transitions and wasn't really putting any the ground and pound when there was opportunities to. And it is something sometimes you just, I'm not saying you forget it, but sometimes you just get lost in moments and you're so focused on like a transition from half guard to side control, you forget that there's. If you maybe throw a couple of shots, it might open up that transition. But you're so focused on getting that leg out, sometimes it evades you.
Yeah, I agree. And just like me, I had a pro boxing fight and was looking to have more of them, and they got canceled on me, and this, that, and the third, and I was knocking people out. I'm not my first pro boxing. It was a KO. My first fight was, so I got that KO, and then I transitioned to fighting for the RFA, and almost knocked the dude out at the end. I almost knocked it out my next fight too. I did knock a guy out my second RFA fight. It was at the end of the bell, so they called it a decision, which is crazy. But then, I just took in consideration when I was doing primarily my training. We still do wrestling, we still do jiu-jitsu a lot, but I wasn't combining them when I was, doing my sparring and stuff like that with my team. So I was kind of didn't really have the cardio and the condition to do my wrestling like I used to. So that's what I'm trying to make a transition for now, is to do more wrestling and, do more jiu-jitsu as well, as far as in training and sparring. That way, if I need it in the fight, it'll be there.
Well, that is the key. It's having the balance with the training, because, for example, you can't do in a day, let's say, Muay Thai, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and strength and conditioning. It's, we are physically not designed to be able to go through that. Our bodies are not designed for that. But, so you have to really balance everything. And also, like you said, if you can do wrestling and jiu-jitsu, then you've got to combine the two when it comes to sparring. So it's also having the energy to be able to do that in sparring and being efficient. So it is a very fine balance to get the most out of everything.
Yeah, I agree, and it's hard to find that balance, and it's hard just to make sure that guys that are at your gym every day at your level, competing and everything that can do that with you as well. I mean, it's hard, man. It really is. Like, having great training partners is another big success. This is an individual, as an individual sport as you can do, but at the end of the day, you've got to have good training partners.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. It literally, the only time you're on your own is in the cage. Every other time, it's a team effort.
Exactly.
I agree with you on that. And I think that's one of the things that people who don't really know too much about mixed martial arts is how much of a camaraderie and how much of a team effort it is, and how much people rely on each other, and and even it's the honesty that people have. For example, let's say you and me are training together, and I notice that every time you go for a double leg, you're not turning the corner, and I say, look, every time you do that, you're going to be susceptible to a possible guillotine. It would be wrong of me not to maybe point that out and give you constructive criticism, and that's one of the things that you get when you have that trust and that bond with your teammates. You can say stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. And I feel like especially as far as jiu-jitsu wise goes, and as far as the wrestling goes, we have some really good wrestlers that wrestled in high school, and we had this kid that's an amateur that's a super, super, super good wrestler, and this shit didn't work against me, and I was just used to, he's like, why ain't this working? I used to take people down. I'm like, MMA wrestling and just the whole mindset of MMA wrestling and stuff like that is 1,000 times different than high school call that from.
Yeah.
So, that's what I was telling him, and I've worked with him a lot. He's got a lot better. His takedowns are phenomenal now, just off of that. And you see all these guys that are in wrestlers, and they tell me they can't take me down, but I'm taking them down with ease, especially when you start doing takedowns off the cage. That's where people really have a big learning gap at, is when you're doing those type of takedowns, and they're not getting them, or they're getting the takedowns off the cage, and it's just super easy to take people down off the cage because they're not used to having that brace there for their back, and that just leaves them susceptible, leaving their hips in places they shouldn't be. So. Yeah,
and you know what? That's what he needed, that kind of honesty from yourself, and people don't realize that. And it makes it. Do you know what? It makes a huge difference because it shows as well that you're learning the game, because you're understanding. If you can understand what someone's doing wrong, it shows that you've got the knowledge and it's sinking into yourself, which it helps you as well. I found as well, whenever I would get injured, I would have a bit. Say for example, I don't know, maybe I punched the bag wrong, and when you do your wrist a little bit, right, okay, I'm not going to do anything for a couple of sessions. I found that I would watch people, and I would just pick up so much watching people rolling and sparring, and it's you just got to become a sponge when you're injured as well. It's never, when you're injured, it's not like you go home, sit down, do nothing. It's a constant learning. You're always learning and evolving. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. And then that's what the difference between this sport and a lot of other sports too. I played football, and all you had to do outside of football was do a little bit of running and lift a little bit of weights here and there. There wasn't a lot of stuff that you could do to make yourself better. I mean, you can do your little footwork drills and things like that, but there's that point where you learn basically everything that you can learn. At that level that you're at, and there's not a lot. But this with MMA, it's every day you're evolving. Every day you can go to the gym and somebody can show you something, or you can just, but not only that, but like to me, the majority of things that I've really learned that's helped me, other than a few, is this stuff that I've learned for myself. Like, I can show, me and you could train together. I can show you everything I knew, and nothing at all that I showed you would ever work for you, because we're completely different people, we're completely different fighters, completely different mindsets. That's what I'd always try to preach, and that's a good thing about my gym that we really do at my gym that I think that a lot of gyms don't do, is a lot of gyms try to mold all the same fighters. Our gym we take and we're like, okay, you're good at this is what we're going to have you really fucking do, but we'll work on this other shit, but this is what you're going to do most of the time. And you're going to work on these aspects and get good at these. That way you'll be unstoppable at them. And that's what we do at our gym. I think it's a lot different than some other gyms around.
I'll vouch for that. My old coach was that kind of... He had his system of training, his method of training, and that was basically, so he would have this training method, and you would mold to that method. If you didn't do that, then it wasn't compatible. He wouldn't create or basically tailor his training for each person. Everyone would have to do what he did. So essentially, is what you're saying. It's a factory line. We'd all be the same fighters. And I was thinking, and I would happily stand there and go, yeah, but why not? But I'm really good. I'm stronger grappler, but he likes striking. I don't want to do this bit. It causes a bit of friction. That's why he's an old coach. But you have to. I am a stronger grappler. I know I am. I'm not Stephen Thompson. I'm not a Wonder Boy. That's not my strike. I'm not the Ultimate Cheetah style. I'm not a Luke Rockhold. That's not me. But I know that. But I'm happy, and I tailor my training around my stronger side. And that's what people should do. And it does make a difference.
My first coach was like that. He was really a really lazy grappler, and went fish for a lot of heel hooks and a lot of ankle locks, stuff like that off his back. And he really tried to make me into that. And I wasn't a wrestler. I was just a football player. So I was just always having to tell him even in front of people, there come to a point when I left that gym, but he would be showing moves, and I'm like, there's just no way that would work in a fight. And he's like, and he's supposed to be the coach, he's supposed to be an expert at it. And we and him got into it a lot because, he was telling me these things that I'm supposed to be doing, and then showing me these techniques that I knew that wasn't going to work, or that may work, in certain grappling situations and stuff like that, but in a fight situation, there's 1,000 times different. He just wasn't a fight coach. He was a basic jiu-jitsu teacher, so that's kind of one of the things that I had to learn from as well. So it was just like one of those, situations that I learned from.
Yeah, it is one of them ones, Adam. I've had it as well. My coach, he hadn't competed. He would teach you things, and I would sit there and go, that is going to make me have a broken nose if I do that. And
Yeah.
people, do you know what? People, the thing is, when you first learn martial arts or you first get into it, you're nice and bright-eyed, you're naive, you're new to it.
100%, yes.
And I always say to people, don't go to just one gym and that's it. I say, go to one gym for a bit, go to another gym, try it out, and also just get feelings, because you get a feeling for like coaching styles and people and the way they are. You should never stick to one gym. You should try as many as you can, and you will learn and you will know who the guys are that you should be training with and who the guys are you shouldn't be training with.
It's so funny that you said all these things that you said, because me and you are exactly. I mean, like, the stuff that you're sitting here saying is stuff that I preach all the fucking time. Like, when you first start training, just like my coach, you know, he's showing all these leg locks and these ankle locks and these wrist locks and this crazy dumb shit that's never going to happen in fights, most likely. And, you know, having me and be like, holy shit, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. He's flashy, it worked for him.
Yeah.
He got people in, he sucked people in, and he wasn't big on cross training, so we wasn't allowed to go train anywhere else. And after I knew that, and I went into other places, and I started learning things, from day one, I knew that any coach that ever tells you that you can't cross train is a coach that knows that you can go somewhere else and get better training.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's the thing. They're scared that you'll go and you won't come back, and it's all about the money for them, you see. That's the thing that, even in mixed martial arts, it happens. There's guys that are just trying to make money out of it rather than trying to help people or develop them. And we just got to try and avoid them, really, and call them out on it, call their bluff. Look, you're now at a gym where you're happy. You're training, you're happy. You got your coaches who you're happy with, and that's why you're on a good roll. You know, yeah, you've got a split decision that happened, and that sucks. But the thing is, before that, you were killing it. And 2016, I imagine you just want to get back on that winning track and get a nice, good momentum going again.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly how I want to do it. I want to, you know, get back on this winning track. And I definitely think I can. You know, I was supposed to be scheduled to fight a 16-year-old guy. You know, he pulled out. So we've had to drop some competition, really, in my eyes and everybody's eyes. Really noticed that I've had to drop a little bit in my competition as far as that goes, because the guy that I'm fighting now ain't got that good of a record. And, you know, but at the end of the day, this is MMA, and this ain't boxing. We've got knees and kicks and elbows, and anything can happen inside that cage, so you can't never discredit any guy that steps in the cage against you. So, you know, he can go out there and land that one punch with those little gloves on, and we've seen it before happen. You know, we've seen it very, very many times happen locally about guys that shouldn't get beat, but they get beat by that one punch that they didn't see, or, you know, throw a kick and hit somebody's elbow and break their foot, or, you know, anything can happen inside the cage.
Well, these are the kind of fights that if you're not switched on to, because you get overconfident, that's when these banana skin moments can happen. When you're fighting a guy, like you say, who's maybe 16-0, 10-0, 20-0, whatever, you know then that you've got to be on point 24/7. But when if you get cocksure of yourself because of an opponent you got, that's when you can slip up, and that's actually the time when you need to focus more and actually be more determined to succeed and finish, so that the banana skin moment doesn't happen.
Yeah, I agree, man. That's the thing. You know, I'm the most confident person that there is when it's time to fight, and in my interviews and stuff like that. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm very realistic with myself as well. Like, you know, this could happen. I can lose. You know, this, that, and the third. And you know, I don't say none of that stuff, but you know, I'm realistic with myself. I mean, I know I've had split decision losses and all that shit. So I know you can lose. You can go out there and not perform. You can think you're in shape and go out there and you not be in shape like you want to be, and a bunch of stuff like that. So this game is not a game you take for granted, and you've got to go out there and be on point every time you fight.
Exactly. And Adam, I'm sure you're going to be. I'm sure it's going to be a great event. I'm sure it's going to be a great weekend. I won't be making it. I'm in the UK, so I can't actually get there. But
I couldn't tell that you was not from here.
But obviously, you know, I would get the private jet out, but it's getting a refurb. Yeah. I'm getting another double bed put in there. But anyway, for people who are going, I'm sure they're gonna have a big crowd supporting you. How can people jump on social media then, Adam, to give you a follow, and Twitter, Facebook, anything?
Adam Townsend MMA. Adam Townsend MMA is my Twitter and my Instagram, and then Adam Primetime Townsend is my Facebook, and you can follow me on all those. I'd like to thank you know, especially my gym. my training partners and my coaches and my family and friends and anybody that supports me in any type of way, buys a ticket, comes out and watches the fight or shirt or however they support me, shares a post or whatever. I appreciate all my fans and anybody that supports me in any way.
So what is the gym? Where is the gym at? So if people are near, they can maybe go and train and go and take up MMA.
It's called The Evil. The Evil is our fight team name. The-Evil.
And where is it? Where is the gym at?
Johnson City, Tennessee.
Right. So if you're in the area, go down, learn, evolve, and train and learn new skills. Take up martial arts, people. I do push for that. And have you got any sponsors, Adam, helping you out?
Yeah, I've got a ton of sponsors. I can't name them all. My big Highlander Barbecue, Your Fight, let me name a few. Your Fight, Highlander Barbecue, OEC Law Firearm, Highland Heating and Cooling, Johnson City Sports, there's going to be a shit ton I'm forgetting. U.S. Freedom Fighter, my manager and matchmaker, Tim Loy, my boxing promoter, Roy King, and Bang Bang Promotions. And there's going to be El Charlay's, Jiggy Ray's, JD Corner, and there's a bunch more that I'm going to forget. Sorry. Everybody check out my pages and you'll see all my sponsors.
Right, Adam, like I said before, have a great fight, have a great weekend, and have a fantastic 2016, buddy.
Hey, thank you. It was a very nice talking to you, brother. Thanks for the interview.